There comes a moment, Taurus, when a silent portal cracks open, and your soul feels the tremor of destiny. Have you wondered why old memories return uninvited? Why your chest tightens at dawn? Why signs follow you like coded whispers? Because an ancient activation foreseen by prophets like Baba Vanga and Nostradamus is rising through your frequency this December. A revelation shaped by 13 years of pain and 20 years of hidden power. And what awakens now, Taurus, will not let your life remain the same. Taurus, before anything shifts outside you, something trembles within you. Let me ask you something. Answer only with your soul. Have you felt the air change around you, as if a hidden presence stirs in the quiet? Have you been waking with a weight on your chest, not of fear, but of recognition? Do you sense that something long buried is trying to rise, like a truth you once silenced now knocking from the inside? These sensations are not random. They are not symptoms of exhaustion, nor echoes of old sorrow. They are activations, Taurus, and they only occur before a timeline turns. For 13 years, you endured a pain so subtle, so prolonged, that even you, strong as earth, patient as stone, stopped noticing how much it reshaped you. You learned to live with emptiness, as if it were normal. You carried disappointments in silence because you believed that endurance was safer than change. You held on to dreams that didn't grow, and to people who took without giving. But something strange began stirring in December's air, didn't it? A vibration, a whisper, a pulse in your intuition that says, the silence is ending. This month, Taurus, the dormant part of your destiny begins to move again. For 20 years, a hidden current beneath your life has been collecting strength, slow, quiet, almost invisible. It never abandoned you. It was waiting for you to be ready. And now, in December 2025, your readiness hums like an ancient chord inside your ribs. Prophets spoke of moments like this, when the soul stops being passive and becomes a conductor of its own fate. Baba Vanga said that the ones shaped by long pain become unstoppable when their moment finally arrives. Nostradamus wrote of earth-born souls who awaken after eras of quiet fire. Taurus, that is you. But here is the truth. Before power awakens, the final memories of the past begin to surface. You may notice flashes of old situations replaying in your mind for no reason. You may feel a tug toward wounds you thought were closed. You may sense that someone from your past feels your energy again, as if December pulled your timelines into alignment. Why now? Because the universe is preparing your foundation for what is coming. A Taurus cannot rise on unstable ground. You rise when the earth beneath you resets itself, and that reset is happening right now. There is a hum beneath your days, a frequency like a low bell ringing, echoing through your spine. You might feel restless in spaces that used to comfort you. You might sense a subtle push, a pull, a shift in the atmosphere. You might feel yourself outgrowing something, habits, expectations, dynamics, even identities you've carried for years. That is your activation beginning. For 13 years, your soul endured a silent erosion. For 20 years, your power waited behind a sealed door. Now those two timelines collide, merging into a moment of pure reconfiguration. You are not breaking down. You are shedding. You are not confused. You are remembering. You are not lost. You are being redirected. And the question is no longer, why did I suffer so much? The question is, what is awakening in me because of it? This month, Taurus, a presence walks beside you, not physical, not imagined, an old guide, a familiar frequency, something that watched you endure, waited for you to rise, and now steps closer to the edges of your reality. Some of you will sense this as chills, others as dreams, some as the feeling of being watched, but gently, protectively, like someone checking if you're ready to walk through a long closed gate, because that gate opens in December, and when it does, Taurus, your life will feel a vibration you haven't known in years. Forward motion, not the forced kind, not the survival kind, but the destined kind. The kind that changes your posture, your voice, your decisions, your boundaries. The kind that tells the universe, I am finally awake. I rise from the silence, my power awakens now. Feel these words, let them settle in your chest as a truth you no longer delay. And if this message resonated with your spirit, leave your hype in this video, like, share, and if it calls your heart, become a member of the channel. Every hype you share strengthens this energy, helps this space grow, and carries this light to other souls who need this awakening. Taurus, before we go deeper, I need you to breathe slowly and feel your body for a moment. There is something moving through you, quiet, ancient, and deliberate. And whether you realize it or not, this movement is reshaping your path. But let me ask you, answer honestly within your soul. Have you noticed how your patience has changed these last weeks? How things you once tolerated now feel unbearable? Why someone's tone, someone's delay, someone's silence suddenly hits you harder than it should? Do you sense that something inside you refuses to shrink again? This is not mood, this is not emotion, this is realignment. Your energy is no longer compatible with the life you built during the last 13 years. Think about that for a moment. 13 years is not a chapter, it is an era. And eras do not close softly, they rearrange everything they touch. But here's what many don't understand about Taurus. Your evolution is never loud. Your breaking points are not dramatic. Your transformations happen like the shifting of mountains, slow, dignified, unstoppable. December 2025 brings a frequency that forces the truth out of hiding. Not only the truth around you, but the truth within you. So let me ask, why have you been dreaming more vividly? Why do certain memories return with new colors, as if someone rewrote their script? Why do you feel the presence of someone when you're alone, not in fear, but in recognition? And why does your chest tighten when you think about what you truly desire? Because the past is trying to loosen its grip, because the future is trying to step closer. Because your soul knows something your mind has not yet accepted. You are not meant to repeat the life you just survived. Taurus, the universe is drawing a line across your timeline. What falls behind that line is everything that shaped your resilience. What falls ahead of it is everything that will shape your power. But let's go deeper. Let me guide you into the place where your inner truth has been whispering. These last few weeks, your sensitivity increased. You know it. You feel things more strongly. You see through people faster. You recognize intentions before they're spoken. Why? Because an activation has started in your intuition. It's the kind that awakens after long periods of silence. The kind that prophets once mentioned. When the earth-born signs wake, the frequency of destiny accelerates. And Taurus, you are waking. But awakening is not always peaceful. It often begins with discomfort. You may feel a heaviness in the solar plexus, a sudden intolerance for dishonesty, a strange clarity about what you will no longer accept, a deep, almost aching desire for authenticity, a craving for real connection, a need to step away from noise and into soul, a sense that something or someone is quietly shifting toward you. Does any of this resonate? These sensations are not coincidences. They are signals. Your body knows before your mind does. Your energy adjusts before your reality catches up. Your soul prepares for movement long before the physical world reveals it. But here's the part most people never hear. Power does not return to you peacefully. It returns by removing everything that diluted it. Read that again. Power does not return through ease. It returns through elimination. And something is being eliminated in your life right now. Not because you failed, not because you were wrong, not because the universe is cruel, but because you cannot rise while carrying what was built for the old you. Ask yourself, what feels heavy lately? Which relationships drain more than they give? Which responsibilities feel borrowed instead of chosen? Which version of you are you pretending to still be? Notice how your answers come quickly. Notice how your intuition vibrates as you read these words. Notice how you already know what must shift. That is your awakening speaking. Let's take this further. There is something specific about December 2025, an unseen force that presses through your energy like a tide returning to the shore. It is not subtle, it is not gentle, but it is cleansing. It is the vibration that resets destinies. Prophetic visions across cultures describe this same pattern: a long era of pain, a second era of awakening, and a third era of power that follows without permission. You are crossing from the second into the third. 20 years of dormant strength are beginning to stir, and when dormant strength awakens, it rises like light through cracks in stone. At times you may feel emotional without reason. At times you may want silence more than company. At times you may feel as if your soul is trying to speak and you don't yet know the language. This is part of it. You are not losing yourself. You are reclaiming a part of yourself you buried for survival. Taurus, you gave too much. You carried too much. You forgave too much. You endured too much. And you adapted too much to what was never meant to be permanent. Now the earth beneath you begins to shift, not to destabilize you, but to free you. So I ask you again, ask softly this time, what if the universe has already decided your next chapter, and all that's left is for you to become the person who receives it? What if the activation has already begun, and your only task is to stop resisting the rise? What if your soul is not asking for patience anymore, but for courage, because for the first time in years, Taurus, the ground is breaking open for you, not beneath you. And this is only the beginning. Taurus, there comes a moment in every awakening when the past stops being a memory and becomes a mirror, and that mirror is turning toward you now. Let me ask you quietly, honestly, have you felt the strange sense that time itself is folding around you, that December feels heavier, as if carrying more significance than the months before it? That your intuition speaks before your thoughts, and your body responds before your mind understands? Why do certain songs trigger forgotten feelings? Why do flashes of old conversations replay when you're trying to sleep? Why do you feel watched, not by danger, but by destiny? Because the universe is preparing you. It is common for Taurus to believe that your ascension should begin with external signs, events, messages, circumstances shifting, but the truth is far older, far deeper. The real transformation begins inside your inner chambers, long before the outside world reflects it. And your inner chambers, oh, they are echoing. Echoes of choices you made in survival, echoes of words you never said, echoes of versions of you that stayed quiet to keep the peace, echoes of dreams you buried to be responsible, echoes of pain you endured because you believed it would get better someday. These echoes do not return to punish you. They return because your soul is reclaiming every fragment of itself. Let us go deeper into this process, Taurus, because it is already happening to you. There is a reason your emotions fluctuate this month, a reason your boundaries stiffen, a reason your tolerance dissolves, a reason your instincts sharpen, a reason your silence grows heavier, more deliberate, more purposeful. Your body is no longer willing to house old versions of yourself. When a Taurus soul sheds, it does not do so in fragments, it sheds entire layers. And you, right now, are shedding an era. But to shed you must see, to see you must feel, to feel you must remember, and to remember you must be willing to stand before the echoes without fear. So let me ask you, why did you carry pain for 13 years as if it were a duty? Why did you shrink your light to avoid intimidating others? Why did you pour strength into people who offered none back? Why did you forgive actions that left cracks in your spirit? Do these questions sting? Good. The truth always stings before it liberates. Because here is the revelation most never hear. Your endurance was not weakness. Your silence was not submission. Your suffering was not punishment. It was formation. You were being shaped, Taurus, crafted, refined, fortified. Pain was your fire. not your fate. And now that the fire has passed, your power begins to rise through the ashes. But awakening is not clean, it is not soft, it is not written in a straight line. Awakening is messy. Awakening brings contradictions. Awakening brings whispers that contradict logic. Awakening brings truths that rearrange your understanding of yourself. This is why you've been feeling a sudden urge to reorganize your environment, a pull towards solitude that doesn't feel lonely, a need to speak your truth without hesitation, a desire to break routines that once felt safe, a pressure behind the heart, like something wants to emerge, a sense that someone or something is nearing your life again, a strange clarity about who you can no longer pretend to be. These sensations are not emotional turbulence. They are signs of soul expansion. The frequency around you has been tuning itself gradually, quietly, invisibly, but in December 2025, the tuning becomes undeniable. Your soul is rising, your mind is recalibrating, your body is adjusting, your energy is reshaping, your destiny is waking. Do you understand how monumental this is? For 20 years, your power waited behind a locked door, and now that door opens. But opening the door means facing the threshold. And facing the threshold means recognizing what cannot cross with you. Ask yourself gently, what belief about yourself no longer fits? Which relationships feel like old skins? What dream rises again, no matter how often you bury it? What habit feels like a cage disguised as comfort? What truth have you avoided because speaking it would change everything? There is a moment, Taurus, when the soul refuses to stay small, and once that refusal begins, nothing can reverse it. This is why your sensitivity intensified. This is why discomfort rises in familiar spaces. This is why your intuition speaks in symbols, sensations, and sudden clarity. You are standing between two worlds, the world that shaped your suffering and the world that will reflect your power. This in-between stage is sacred. It is the moment prophets described as the trembling before revelation. You are trembling, Taurus, not from fear, but from emergence. Your old story cannot hold you anymore. Your old identity cannot contain you. Your old patterns cannot follow you. And your old pain, it is reaching its final breath. There is a presence with you during this transition, maybe spiritual, maybe ancestral, maybe energetic. You can feel it when the room grows quiet. You can feel it when the wind shifts. You can feel it when you ask the universe a question and a chill answers you. This presence is not here to warn. It is here to guide. It has waited for the moment when your soul would be strong enough to rise without collapsing back into old wounds. And that moment is now. So let me ask you the question that anchors this entire chapter. What would your life look like if you finally trusted the version of you that's trying to be born? Sit with it, feel it, let the answer rise through your chest, because everything from this point forward depends on that truth. And the truth is already inside you, moving, expanding, awakening. Taurus, this is only the middle of the activation. What comes next will feel like a shift in gravity itself. Taurus, every destiny has a moment when the invisible machinery behind your life begins to move. Slowly at first, like a wheel long frozen. Then with purpose, with rhythm, with inevitability, in December 2025, your hidden wheel has begun turning. But before you feel what this truly means, I want to ask you, gently, directly, without embellishment, have you sensed a tension inside your spirit, as if something is building? Have you noticed moments where time feels thicker, heavier, almost suspended? Why do your instincts pulse before anything happens? Why do your emotions rise like tides you can no longer control? And why, Taurus, do you feel something approaching, even without proof? Because the wheel has shifted. And when the wheel shifts, reality follows. Let us unfold this together, slowly, like a revelation revealing itself in layers. For years, 13 to be precise, your life moved in cycles that repeated themselves, patterns disguised as lessons, relationships disguised as stability, responsibilities disguised as identity, silences disguised as strength. But the truth is that these were survival loops. Loops meant to shape you, not define you. Loops meant to pressure your soul, not imprison it. A Taurus spirit, when under pressure, does not break. It crystallizes, and the crystallization within you is nearly complete. But here is the part you must understand. Before a new path opens, the old one must reveal its entire meaning. This is why memories have resurfaced. This is why past pains flicker like scenes from an unfinished story. This is why the presence around you feels closer, more tangible, more insistent. This presence is not here to remind you of sorrow. It is here to escort you out of it. Taurus, you are not alone as you transition between timelines. Someone or something walks beside you. A guide, a guardian, a spirit that watched your endurance in silence, one who knows what you never said aloud. Have you felt it? The warmth on your shoulder when no one is near, the chill on your arms when you ask the universe for clarity, the sudden calm in moments of fear, the dream with the familiar voice calling your name. This is the guide that intervenes only in the most critical transitions of a soul's journey. And for you, this is one of them. Let's go deeper into what is happening now. Your energy field is being rewoven. Your intuition is recalibrating. Your identity is shifting its center of gravity. Your destiny is reorganizing itself from the inside out. You are being prepared. Prepared for what? Prepared for the life that matches who you have become. Because you cannot receive a destiny built for the version of you who lived in silence. You cannot carry a power that belongs to the version of you who doubted themselves. You cannot step into a chapter that requires self-trust while still wearing the emotional patterns of someone who learned to survive without it. This is why December feels so strange, so heavy, so intentional. You are not breaking, you are molting. Ask yourself, why can't you tolerate superficial conversations anymore? Why do you feel the urge to withdraw from people who pull at your energy? Why do you crave solitude and depth instead of noise and distraction? Why does your body react before your mind can explain why? Because your frequency is rising, and anything misaligned is falling away. This is the sacred dissonance before alignment. Your aura is shedding what no longer resonates. Your spirit is rejecting anything that dims it. Your intuition is clearing pathways you once ignored. This is the rearrangement before revelation. But here's where the hidden wheel becomes crucial. The forces working around you are not simply removing, they are constructing. You may feel like you're losing things, but in truth, space is being cleared. You may feel like you're drifting, but in truth, you're being redirected. You may feel detached, but in truth, you're being repositioned. This is not chaos. It is choreography. The universe is moving pieces you cannot see. The connections you've felt drawn to lately, there is meaning behind them. The people you felt distanced from, there is purpose in that. The sudden clarity in your heart, there is guidance in that. The repeated signs, numbers, symbols, there is language in that. You're not imagining it, Taurus. You're remembering it. For 20 years, you have been unconsciously aligned with a destiny that required patience, humility, and quiet strength. You were never meant to rush into power. You were meant to grow into it. And now, the time has come for the power to grow into you. But rising into destiny is not an external event. It begins with the softest shift inside your spirit, the moment you stop fearing your own transformation. So I need to ask you this. Why do you hesitate to trust your inner voice? What part of you still believes you must earn what is already written for you? Why do you doubt your worth when the universe has already confirmed it? Why do you cling to old identities when your energy is calling you forward? Sit with these questions. Let the answers rise without judgment, because your hesitation is the last chain, and your truth is the key. Taurus, something monumental is assembling itself in the unseen. A convergence, a culmination, a return, and deep down, you feel it. You feel it when the night grows too quiet. You feel it when your thoughts wander to what you left behind. You feel it when your chest warms for no reason. You feel it when your intuition whispers something is coming. And it is. Not chaos, not fear, not loss, but the moment destiny stops waiting for your permission. And Taurus, that moment is closer than you think. Taurus, we have reached the precipice, the moment where all the veils thin, the moment when the 13 years behind you and the 20 years ahead of you stand face to face, and the universe waits to see which version of you will take the next step. Before we continue, breathe. Feel your chest, your ribs, your spine. Feel the pulse beneath your skin. There is something ancient moving through you, a frequency that has been quietly gathering strength, like a storm hidden behind stillness. Let me ask you now, directly, honestly, do you feel the strange certainty that something is about to change? Do you feel the tug toward decisions you've postponed for years? Do you feel the presence around you growing stronger, as if watching, guiding, preparing? And do you feel in the deepest part of your being that your name is being whispered by forces you cannot yet see? Because Taurus, you are not imagining any of it. You are remembering it. This is the moment your soul has been circling for 2 decades. But to understand the magnitude of what is unfolding, you must recognize something profound. Your life has not been waiting for luck. It has been waiting for alignment. And alignment for you was impossible until the final layers of silence, suffering, and self-suppression were burned away. Every disappointment refined you. Every betrayal clarified you. Every loss awakened you. Every ending freed space for what was meant to arrive. Every tear softened the ground where your blessings will soon take root. But let us go even deeper, beneath the story, beneath the emotion, beneath the mind. Your soul has been holding a pattern for years, a pattern of endurance, loyalty, resilience, over-responsibility, and quiet hope. This pattern protected you when life was heavy, but it also hid your power. Power cannot thrive inside a spirit that believes it must earn its worth. So the universe placed you in seasons where you had no choice but to confront yourself. Seasons where silence was your companion. Seasons where love was scarce. Seasons where guidance seemed absent. Seasons where endings arrived without warnings. And yet, you did not crumble. You rebuilt yourself quietly, privately, in ways no one else noticed. Some days you rose out of habit. Some days you rose out of necessity. Some days you rose because something inside you refused to die. That something is rising again. The activation that began as a whisper is becoming a force. The force is becoming a frequency. The frequency is becoming a revelation. And the revelation, Taurus, is this: your suffering was the soil. Your awakening is the seed. Your destiny is the bloom. But destiny cannot bloom in darkness. Destiny requires illumination. And illumination is happening right now. Let me ask you a question you may have avoided for years. What if everything you lost was removed to make room for what you prayed for? What if the universe was never denying you, only preparing you? And what if you are finally stepping into the timeline where everything delayed becomes everything delivered? Sit with that. Let it echo in your ribs. This is why December feels prophetic, because it is. There is a convergence unfolding. A realignment of events, a reorganization of people, a recalibration of circumstances, an approaching moment when the wheel turns fully in your favor and the momentum cannot be reversed. The presence around you, the guide who has been walking beside you through this entire transition, becomes louder now. You may feel it as warmth behind you. You may hear it in dreams. You may sense it when you ask for clarity. You may feel it when you look at the sky for no reason. This guide is not simply watching your path. It is shaping it. Ancestors, protectors, beings who walked before you, forces older than time itself. Something beyond this world cares deeply for your rise. But the rise cannot happen while you still stand halfway inside the past. This is why the universe has been pressing you, pushing you, urging you to release what no longer resonates. So I ask you, Taurus, with absolute sincerity, why do you fear stepping into the life that finally matches you? Why do you hesitate to let the old versions of yourself dissolve? Why do you still look back at doors that have already closed? Why do you doubt your readiness when everything in the unseen is aligning for you? You are not required to be perfect. You are required to be willing, and you are willing even if you don't fully admit it yet. The tremors inside you are not anxiety. They are emergence. The restlessness inside you is not confusion, it is migration. The emotion rising inside you is not weakness, it is the cracking of the old shell. You are stepping out of years of quiet survival and into the beginning of your power. And here is the revelation you have been sensing without words. Your destiny is no longer a distant possibility. It is entering your life. It is moving toward you. It is choosing you. And this is not symbolic. This is literal. Something, an opportunity, a connection, a message, a shift, a moment is aligning itself to meet you. Something that carries the energy of completion and beginning at the same time. Something that reflects the 20 years of power that have been waiting for you to wake. And you will feel this moment before you see it. Your heart will recognize it. Your intuition will vibrate. Your breath will change. Your body will know. Because destiny does not knock gently. Destiny arrives like a return of something that belonged to you before memory itself. This is why the last weeks have felt heavy. This is why old wounds resurfaced. This is why silence became louder. This is why signs increased. This is why your soul feels restless, too large for its old shape. You are outgrowing the life you built to survive, so you can finally enter the life built for your rise. Taurus, the wheel has turned. The activation is complete. The next chapter is not waiting for you. It is unfolding beneath your feet, and what comes next is not pain, not loss, not uncertainty, but the long-awaited arrival of your true power. This is the era you were being shaped for. This is the era your soul remembers. This is the era where everything denied becomes possible, and you are ready.